Hey everyone, welcome to episode 53 of Insights in Minutes. Today we're going to talk about the hidden risks of your employees using personal AI accounts. Imagine discovering that your employees are quietly sidestepping your AI usage limits by opening personal ChatGPT or Claude accounts, sometimes with their work emails, sometimes not. That's a data leak hiding in plain sight.
It's honestly a little unnerving, but it's happening everywhere. I'm excited to dive in today. We'll unpack this growing enterprise blind spot, how employees bypass AI token limits, why it's invisible to most companies, and what smarter governance actually looks like.
To make this practical, we'll cover why these personal accounts are so tempting, the limits of current DLP and SSO tools, what a multi-layered detection approach looks like, the real risks beyond just runaway costs, and a few action steps to regain control.
So if you think buying enterprise plans means your data's safe and managed, stick with us, because we're about to reveal where those assumptions fall apart and how you can actually close the gap.
Let's start with the root cause. Why are employees turning to personal AI accounts in the first place? It's rarely about breaking the rules. It's about getting their job done fast.
Exactly. When someone hits a token limit and has work piling up, waiting for IT to approve more usage just isn't realistic. For $20, they can set up their own ChatGPT Plus account and stay productive. No paperwork, no learning curve, just business as usual.
And the kicker? The tool doesn't even change. They're not adopting some rogue AI vendor. They're just switching accounts on the same platform. So from their perspective, it's barely a policy violation. The friction is almost zero.
Plus, consumer AI subscriptions are so easy to buy. A few clicks and a credit card, and they're back in business, often using their company email, but flying completely under IT's radar. It's not classic shadow IT, but shadow usage, right on your approved tools.
That actually raises a big challenge. Most companies trust their SSO logs or DLP systems to spot unauthorized AI use, but those tools miss these personal sessions entirely.
They really do. A personal ChatGPT or Claude account won't trigger an SSO event, and it won't show up in the vendor dashboard. Even CASBs might only notice the domain, not the account type. So you end up with a false sense of security.
And you can't govern what you can't see. That's why solutions like CloudEagle.ai stitch together data from browser plugins, network logs, endpoint agents, and even your finance system to catch every angle where a personal account might pop up.
It's like switching from a single security camera to one on every door and window. Only when you correlate all those signals do you finally see the full picture and the shadow AI sessions you were missing.
Let's break down how this kind of multi-layered detection actually works. First off, there's the browser plugin. If someone logs into a personal AI account on a managed device, it's caught instantly.
But if an employee gets clever and uses a personal browser or goes incognito, CloudEagle's network layer integration, like with Zscaler, still picks up the traffic. Even API calls from scripts can be flagged. That's coverage most companies just don't have today.
And then there's endpoint detection. Developer tools or local AI apps that bypass the browser entirely are spotted by integrations with tools like CrowdStrike. Even finance integrations catch corporate card purchases for AI subscriptions that never touch your IT systems.
What's cool is that all these pieces feed into one dashboard. So even if a personal account never hits SSO, never triggers a browser alert, and never shows up in your expense report, odds are at least one layer will catch it.
You know, some companies assume they can just tweak SSO or set a stricter dashboard policy and call it a day. Unfortunately, personal AI usage slips right past all that.
Totally. Because SSO only tracks federated logins, and CASB tools can't tell if it's a company account or a personal one, especially on the same domain. The $20 personal subscription is nearly invisible, and small charges add up before anyone notices.
And it's not just about the money, it's about the architecture. If you're looking at only one data source, be it SSO, CASB, finance, or browser logs, you're missing the forest for the trees. This problem demands cross-source verification.
Exactly. And the stakes are higher than people realize. It's not just budget leakage. It's the unknown flow of sensitive data in and out of accounts you don't govern. That's a compliance nightmare waiting to happen.
Funny you bring up compliance. People assume the big risk is a few surprise charges, but the bigger threat is data exposure. What happens when someone pastes proprietary code into a personal account outside your governance controls?
That's where things get scary. Now, your sensitive data is subject to the AI vendor's terms, not yours. Auditors can't trace what was shared. Security teams lose all visibility, and you can't guarantee policy compliance. Multiply that risk as AI adoption explodes across teams.
And as regulators start asking pointed questions about AI data usage, the ability to answer, "Where did our data go?" becomes make or break. Most companies can't even begin to answer if their data touched a personal AI session this quarter.
Which is why having real-time alerts, automatic redirects to approved platforms, and policy enforcement baked in is suddenly mission critical. It's about protecting both your reputation and your bottom line.
Let's recap the big lessons here. First, personal AI accounts aren't just an IT headache. They're a major governance blind spot that most companies underestimate.
Second, you can't rely on SSO, DLP, or finance tools alone. Real visibility comes from correlating signals across browsers, networks, endpoints, and expenses all at once.
And third, the core risk isn't just runaway costs. It's sensitive data slipping out through sessions you never approved and can't audit. That's the real danger.
If you want to get ahead of this, start by mapping out where your current AI oversight ends and where those personal accounts might begin. Test your tools, review your detection layers, and consider a unified solution like CloudEagle to stitch it all together. Book a demo with us to learn more.